In May 2008, SHINee burst onto the K-pop scene as 5 young men with a shared dream. Fresh from debut, they found themselves piled into a tiny top-floor Seoul apartment, the same unit they'd all sleep in for years. Shawols, you know SHINee's debut era was chaotic, but the truth is, their first dorm wasn't just small, it was a legendary survival zone. And the moment they finally upgraded to a bigger dorm, it changed everything about how they lived, worked, and even bonded as a team. But before we get to the big move, we need to go inside the original dorm, where 5 boys and 2 managers somehow made the impossible work. Welcome to K-Pop All Day, where we break down the moments, stories, and details every fan loves. Let's get into it! Don't forget to hit that like and comment down below. It really helps our channel and it's free for you! The first dorm, the infamous top floor box. When SHINee debuted in May 2008, their home was a tiny top floor apartment in Seoul, a space so cramped that staff joked you could do a full room scan by just spinning in place. This wasn't a normal, small apartment. This was the kind of place where every sound echoed, every movement disrupted someone else. Privacy was a myth, air conditioning felt optional, and the smell of instant noodles never really left the walls now. The bedroom, the heart of the chaos. This single bedroom was the entire world for 7 people. Layout: 2 bunk beds, 4 beds total. 1 single bed squeezed in the center, onus. Managers slept in the living room or rotated through the bunks. Stacks of clothes in plastic drawers. Suitcases under beds because there were no closets. It looked like an idle version of Tetris. The beds themselves were personal snapshots. Key's top bunk. Pink decorations, photos taped on the walls, accessories hanging like ornaments. Minho's lower bunk, covered with his soccer jersey, his version of interior design. Taemin's bunk, overflowing with textbooks, manga, and the exhaustion of a teenage trainee becoming an idol. Jonghyun's space, headphones, notebooks, scribbled lyrics everywhere. Onu's single bed, the anchor bed that everyone tripped over during late-night bathroom runs. The auntie who saved them. They had a live-in ajumma who cleaned daily, cooked all their meals, did laundry, woke them up, made sure they didn't starve, kept the place from turning into a biohazard site. Without her, the dorm would have been unlivable. Even with her, it was barely manageable. The living room. Calling it a living room is generous. It had 1 old couch, a tiny TV, slam dunk manga in piles, awards sitting in weird corners because there was no shelf space, game consoles tangled in wires. This was also the manager's unofficial sleeping area. The kitchen. Barely large enough for 1 person to stand in. It held a rice cooker, 1 frying pan, cup noodles stacked dangerously high, a fridge that was always too small. Minho's signature moments included emerging with 1 Yakult, 1 banana milk, sometimes carrying both like he was on a personal snack mission. The bathroom. 1 bathroom, 7 people. Schedules? Chaos. Showers? Time trials. But as SHINee got more popular, their tiny dorms started causing tiny cracks. Not dramatic, but noticeable. And one event pushed the company to finally upgrade them. As SHINee's schedules got packed, makeup artists came in and out. Stylists dropped off clothes. Photographers entered. Managers ran around. Hair, wardrobe, props, and equipment all piled in the living room. The dorm wasn't just where they slept. It became storage, practice room, break room, dressing room, meeting space, emotional crash zone. Tensions rose naturally, not because they didn't get along, but because 5 people cannot share 1 room forever. Key once said, "Seeing someone walk annoyed me." Onu changed how he chewed. Taemin slept surrounded by schoolwork. Jonghyun wrote lyrics on any flat surface he could claim. Minho lost soccer jerseys so often they became a running joke. And when they brought home trophies, fans saw the glamorous moment, but behind the scenes, those trophies were shoved into the corner of an overstuffed room with no shelf space. The breaking point wasn't a fight. It was the realization that SHINee needed space to grow, to sleep, to breathe, and simply to exist. The big move. SHINee's upgrade to a larger dorm. Finally, after years in the original top floor box, SHINee moved to a bigger, upgraded dorm. Still modest, still functional, but worlds better. The new living arrangements. This dorm had separate bedrooms, not all 5 squeezed into one. More storage space. A proper living room that could actually fit visitors. A larger kitchen. A dining table, which they actually used. More privacy. A luxury they had never known as rookies. Bedroom assignments. While exact layouts varied, the general changes were members had more personal space, with beds separated or split into 2 rooms. They finally had closets. Members decorated their areas based on their personalities. Managers no longer slept on the living room floor. Equipment and clothing racks had dedicated spaces. Shoes no longer formed a hallway obstacle course. The living room, the true upgrade. This time, the living room was big enough for everyone to sit comfortably, a place where they held small celebrations, a space they could unwind after schedules, a location where they watched TV without stepping over someone's bed. The kitchen, a real one. This kitchen had counter space, multiple cabinets, a bigger fridge that didn't constantly overflow, enough room for multiple members to prep snacks at once. They finally cooked together, a luxury they didn't have before. The bathrooms, yes, plural, multiple bathrooms. This alone changed their morning routine completely. Section 4. Why the move mattered. The new dorm didn't just give them space, it gave them better sleep, clearer minds, fewer accidental arguments, more personal identity, a healthier living environment, a sense of we're growing up. This dorm marked the transition from rookie survival to stable idle life. It became the home where they matured, strengthened their teamwork, had deeper conversations, found routines, built memories that weren't rooted in chaos. And that's ultimately why the first dorm, for all its cramped beauty, needed to be left behind. SHINee didn't move because they fell apart. They moved because they were growing. As the years went on, those warm dorm memories began to come with tension. Key explained on radio in 2018 that after living together 10 years, small things started to grate on him. During one late-night TV marathon, Minho casually came out to get a snack, and Key suddenly snapped. He confessed, "I was so annoyed. I wanted to run over and hit Minho." That was Key's wake-up call. To keep the peace, he needed his own space. He quipped that living together felt like being long married, where even the way someone ate can drive you mad. Key was blunt. He moved out because he didn't want to irritate anyone. After leaving the dorm in 2018, he said, "We get along much better since we began to live away from each other." Soon, the dominoes fell. By late 2018, Key was living on his own. Over the next few years, the others followed. The timeline of departures is telling. In 2018, Key, the first to move out, explaining he needed space to avoid squabbles. By 2021, Taemin was living solo, as shown in an I Live Alone house tour. Fans saw Key deliver homegrown dinner to Taemin's apartment. Taemin's first solo home on Minho held out longer, finally moving in 2023. On I Live Alone, we got a peek at his brand new luxury apartment. See below. The last to leave, Onu also finally left the dorm around 2023. By mid-2023, all 5 had officially left their dormitory. The question hanging earlier, what happens in a group when everyone grows up, was answered. They scattered into their own abodes. Thanks for watching K-Pop All Day. There's always more behind the music. Subscribe to K-Pop All Day, and we'll see you in the next story.